Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about Barbara Millicent Roberts, better known as Barbie. This one came in as a fan request, so Olivia, I hope you enjoy it. Now, as always, before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. The official backstory of Barbie says that she was an ordinary girl from the fictional town of Willows, Wisconsin, but over the years, she seems to have gone pretty much everywhere and done everything imaginable. Would you believe that Barbie even went to space before the Apollo astronauts? I mean, we all know in the early days of the space program, they were running tests and sending up rockets without human crews, but would they really send a Barbie into space? What do you think? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is eponym. That's E-P-O-N-Y-M. An eponym is a person, place, or thing for whom or for which something is named or believed to be named. Eponyms are fascinating because they represent a direct bridge between a real-world individual and a permanent piece of our everyday vocabulary. For example, the sandwich is an eponym named after the Earl of Sandwich, who famously requested meat tucked between bread so he could eat without interrupting his card game. The story behind Barbie is one of the most famous and heartwarming examples of an eponym in modern pop culture. When Ruth Handler invented the iconic fashion doll in 1959, she didn't turn to a marketing team to brainstorm a catchy fictional moniker. Instead, she chose to name her doll after her own daughter, whose name was Barbara. A few years later, when Mattel introduced a male companion doll, Handler continued this family tradition by naming Ken after her son Kenneth. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about Barbie. Number 1. Barbie was inspired by a European doll named Bild Lilli. During a family trip to Europe in the 1950s, Ruth Handler stumbled upon a German novelty doll named Bild Lilli. Unlike the popular baby dolls of the time that encouraged girls to play mother, Lilli was a grown-up fashion character with a distinct wardrobe. Handler immediately recognized the massive potential for a toy that would allow little girls to actively imagine their future adult lives. She brought a doll back with her to the United States and worked with Mattel's team to completely redesign her into a wholesome American teenager. While the doll would cause a massive sensation when she was launched in 1959 at the American International Toy Fair, she came with a relatively modest price tag. They charged just $3. I mean, even back then, $3 was a pretty low initial price point, allowing average middle-class families to easily bring the glamorous new toy into their homes. Mattel's strategy was to sell the base doll cheaply and then generate massive profits from her separate, beautifully tailored outfits. In fact, today, Mattel would be considered one of the largest clothing manufacturers in the world because of all the different outfits they're selling for their Barbie line. These individual clothing packs cost anywhere between $1 to $5 each, creating a highly lucrative recurring revenue stream for the company. Today, an original $3 first edition Barbie in mint condition is an incredibly rare artifact that can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Now, since Barbie used to cost just $3, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a little connection here. While not a lot of things are available for $3 today, if you're interested in listening to this and all my other podcasts ad-free, check the links in the show notes because I started a Patreon where I'm offering ad-free versions of all of my podcasts, Fun Facts Daily, Who Arted, and Art Smart, all for just $3 a month, and I promise that is a price I will never raise. Number 2. Barbie is so popular around the world that over 100 dolls are sold every single minute. Since her debut in 1959, Barbie has consistently remained one of the most popular toys on the market. Mattel sells about 58 million Barbies every year. That's almost 3 every second and about 160 every minute. The brand is currently sold in over 150 different countries, making her a truly international pop culture icon. Children across countless different cultures and languages share the universal experience of unboxing and playing with these famous fashion dolls. Maintaining this incredible level of demand over 6 decades is an extremely difficult feat in a fast-paced, ever-changing toy industry. Mattel manages to keep the sales numbers up by constantly reinventing the doll to make sure it reflects modern fashion trends and cultural shifts. They've drastically expanded the modern Fashionistas line to include a wide variety of body types, skin tones, and abilities to ensure more children can feel represented. This commitment to inclusivity has introduced the brand to an entirely new generation of enthusiastic young fans and collectors. Number 3. Barbie's signature shade of a vibrant pink is an officially recognized and trademarked color in the Pantone matching system. It's nearly impossible to think of Barbie without immediately picturing her signature eye-catching shade of bright pink. This specific hue is officially known as Pantone 219C, and it's a proprietary color completely owned by Mattel for their iconic doll. The company takes this color very seriously. They have strictly guarded its use in branding, packaging, and marketing for decades. This vibrant magenta pink was chosen because it conveys a sense of energy, joy, and limitless possibility, perfectly aligning with the brand's positive messaging. By maintaining strict consistency with Pantone 219C, Mattel has created one of the most recognizable brand colors in the world. When the live-action Barbie movie was being filmed, the production required such massive quantities of this specific pink paint that it reportedly caused a global shortage. Number 4. Over her decades-long history, Barbie has held more than 250 different professional careers. She initially debuted simply as a teenage fashion model in 1959, but Barbie's resume has grown substantially. She's broken the plastic glass ceiling time and time again, taking on roles in fields historically dominated by men, such as robotics and engineering. Mattel purposefully designs these career dolls to inspire young girls to pursue their passions and dream far beyond traditional societal expectations. Little bonus fact here, Barbie actually bought her very first dream house in 1962, which was a full 12 years before women in the United States could legally open a bank account in their own name. But back to her career path. She has taken on stints as an airline pilot, paleontologist, a sign language teacher, and even a Canadian Mountie. One of her most notable recurring career paths is actually in politics. Barbie has apparently run for president of the United States in nearly every election year since 1992. These career-focused dolls often come with highly detailed, professional-specific accessories to make the imaginative play experience a bit more realistic. Mattel frequently consults with real-world experts in these various fields to ensure the doll's outfits and equipment are as accurate as possible. By exploring such diverse career paths, Barbie not only remains relevant, but also encourages children to explore their own future potential. And our fifth and final fun fact for today. It takes a highly specialized team of over 100 people to create just one new Barbie doll design. Bringing a brand new Barbie to the toy store shelves is incredibly complex. It requires a ton of creative professionals. The team includes fashion designers, skilled makeup artists, talented sculptors, and meticulous pattern makers who all collaborate closely. Together, they spend countless hours debating fabric choices, sketching tiny garments, and hand-painting the delicate facial features on the early prototype models. While we might think of Barbie as a toy and a bit of fast fashion, the level of craftsmanship is really more comparable to what you might find in a high-end Parisian fashion house. Once the initial aesthetic design is perfected, engineers and material scientists step in to figure out how to mass-produce the doll safely. They have to carefully select plastics that are durable enough for enthusiastic play while still allowing for lifelike movement and a bit of flexibility. The tiny clothing also presents a unique manufacturing challenge, requiring specialized sewing machines and techniques to stitch garments on a miniature scale. From the very first conceptual sketch to the final packaged product, the entire development cycle for a new Barbie can take about 18 months with a team of over 100 people. Now for some news you can use. If you have a well-loved Barbie with hair that's become hopelessly tangled or frizzy, there's a remarkably simple trick to restore her glamorous locks. Instead of reaching for human hair products, you should mix equal parts warm water and liquid fabric softener in a small bowl. Soak the doll's hair in this mixture for about 15 minutes, then gently comb through the tangles using a fine-toothed metal comb, starting at the ends and working your way up. Once the hair is completely smooth, rinse it thoroughly with clean, cold water and allow it to air dry naturally away from direct heat. This works because Barbie's hair is not made of natural protein like human hair. It's synthetic plastic fibers. Standard human hair conditioners contain oils that can build up and leave synthetic doll hair feeling greasy or attracting more dust over time. Fabric softener, though, is chemically formulated to reduce static cling and soften synthetic materials, which perfectly matches the composition of doll hair. By using a diluted fabric softener, you're effectively conditioning the plastic fibers, relaxing the synthetic strands, and safely bringing your favorite doll's hair back to its original factory shine. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if Barbie really beat American astronauts into outer space. Well, this one's a fallacy, but there is some truth behind it. If we're talking about the arrival of astronaut Barbie on toy store shelves, well, then it would be true. Mattel released the groundbreaking Miss Astronaut Barbie in 1965, dressed in a sleek silver suit a full 4 years before Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin ever walked on the moon. The toy was designed to celebrate the space age and prove to young girls that they had a place among the stars long before NASA admitted female astronauts. But a real physical Barbie doll was not actually launched into orbit in any of those early uncrewed test rockets. The very first time a real Barbie doll actually broke through Earth's atmosphere was much later in 1990, when astronauts on the space shuttle Atlantis secretly brought a custom-dressed Barbie along as a classified mission mascot. More recently, in 2022, Mattel made it completely official by sending 2 Barbie dolls to live on the International Space Station as part of an educational project to inspire girls in STEM. So, while Barbie definitely pioneered space travel in the imaginations of millions of kids back in the 60s, her actual physical boarding pass to the cosmos didn't actually come until decades later. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Barbie with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.